this song is a wildwood flower.
Hello, everyone. This is Bob,
My name is Drew Doherty,
and this is Bobby and Drew, our terrible people.
and this is our first episode, right?
Yep, episode number 1.
I mean, there were a few episodes prior, but
That's just practice, dude.
no one's gonna hear it. You guys might hear it, but this is I feel good about calling this the first episode.
So do I.
I feel good. I'm tired of.
I feel like we're more prepared for this one.
I feel like the ones in the past, it's like we set a tone that we had to deliver. Like we had to meet that standard every time too.
Yeah, and it just didn't happen that way. There
No.
were some good ones, there were some bad ones.
There was some, yeah. The out of control stuff I would like to release someday,
I don't know about that. That was a little out of control.
but I don't know.
Anyway, they have no idea what we're talking about.
No, that's yeah.
So, got a couple talking points today. A couple things I wanted to, touch base with.
Right. I've never had talking points before. Let's try that.
Well, I thought this was pretty funny. The New York City Police Department launched this Twitter campaign, and basically,
Cops tweet.
cops tweet.
Go figure.
So while they're supposed to be, protecting the community, they're out there tweeting.
Pound out a tweet or two.
But yeah, pretty much what they did was they asked, Twitter followers to, snap pictures with, some of the officers that were on duty, having fun, smiling, that kind of thing. But people have started texting in pictures of the New York City police officers, using excessive force, like putting their knees in people's necks and, having them on the ground, no shirt on.
Right. That's stuff that they sign up for. Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that they sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
And so pretty much this whole thing just kind of backfired. People are posting that, and
Well, rightly so, because any time that I've ever complied with a police officer, it backfired.
yeah, okay,
They were like, "Hey, man, like, there's this really nice thing that we want to do for you, but all you got to do is this." And
Yeah.
then,
Oh, yeah.
next thing you know, your dad's bailing you out.
hmm
So I'm just saying.
so they lie to you
Right.
to get you to do what they want.
I just feel like that this should I feel like a lot of things should be backfiring on the cops, just in the interest of karma.
Yeah, okay, good point. So funny, not funny?
It's funny.
It's totally funny.
Yeah. I think it's funny.
I wish they had some of the tweets here so that we could read them, but
Yeah, that's what I want, you know? But of course, yeah.
of course we weren't as prepared as we thought we were.
No. Maybe this will be like another one of the old episodes.
No, we're doing all right.
You think so?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
How we doing, everybody?
Let us know on our Twitter.
Yeah.
No, we
Tweet
don't.
us.
We don't. We don't.
Tweet
have
us a
Twitter.
picture of the cops beating the shit out of you. If you, if you think we're doing a good job. What else you got there?
Well, you got. Oh, did you hear about that? That Southwest Airlines chick. She's a flight attendant, and she did like a little
Christ, yeah.
stand-up comedy routine
I
there.
heard.
At the
Glover
beginning.
was talking about it, yeah.
What'd Glover have to say about it?
Well, Glover was saying that it's not just annoying, it's just that, like, it's the worst kind of humor in the world. It's, the most basic kind of fucking humor, like, take my wife, please, just kidding, my ex-wife, like,
Exactly.
just so bad.
Like, I think the only reason that it's getting this much attention is because people are such, like, they're in such a bad mood when they have to fly. You know what I mean? So that if that plane, like, paid money to see a stand-up comedy show, she wouldn't have got that reaction. But because they're on a flight to fucking Salt Lake City, like, they ate that shit up.
That's a really good point, yeah.
They were ready for anything other than,
Totally.
yeah. So,
And, like, whenever one guy clapped at the end, they all just clapped because they were like, maybe this experience will go on for several seconds and I don't have to worry about flying any. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the terrible people verdict is that bitch sucked.
Yeah.
Even her pace was bad. Like
I was about to say the timing really gets me off because she's saying it all. She just goes way too quick with all of it.
And I mean, I understand it has to be rushed. Like that speech is normally
she's not
rushed.
even waiting for her laughs to get over with, though, and she's on to the next. She's on to the next bit.
You can't. You have a time limit. Got to get that plane off the ground.
Still, though, then she shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Then she shouldn't be doing stand up.
Yeah, if she doesn't want it. She doesn't want our critique. She shouldn't be doing it.
I guess it's kind of cool, though. You know that she took the time to. I mean, it was shitty material.
I feel like me and you could do the same thing and nobody would care.
But that's because we're not pretty enough to be flight attendants.
Oh, you think it's a woman thing?
I don't think it's just a woman thing. I think it's definitely a pretty thing. Like these are, like flight attendants get hired, because of their looks.
It's very true.
I mean, anyone could push a tray around. You and I could push a tray around.
I ever tell you I've never flown?
No, I've flown one time, but I was too young to remember it. Went to New York with my mom after I was born to see her family.
But you were just born.
Well, I wasn't just born. I think it was around a year old.
So you didn't buy your own ticket or nothing?
No. They didn't even check my ID, dude.
It's pre 9/11. Why was that?
Yeah, it's pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11, man.
It's 1980.
You didn't even need a shirt. You get on a plane before September 11th.
Yeah.
They just let you ride on. They didn't care.
Of course they didn't care. Why should they care?
You could be wearing nothing but a towel in your head. Get on a plane.
Yeah.
Get on a fucking. It is the United States. You could have gotten on a plane.
Yeah.
Before 9/11.
Before 9/11. Then racism was okay after 9/11.
I noticed that too. People want to go back on that now and act like they weren't, but I remember who they were.
Yeah.
They probably don't remember who they were, but I remember who they were.
I mean, I was one of them.
You were a racist?
I got racist for a little bit there.
Really?
I was young. I was dumb. And I was like, man, Arabs suck.
Man.
For a little bit there, I was totally racist.
That year, that happened in September. In October was Halloween. Mm-hmm. I was Bin Laden for Halloween, a dead Bin Laden. I had a noose around my neck. Swear to God is what I did. And then my mom put a bullet hole in my head. And it was her idea.
Yeah.
And I went trick-or-treating.
Did you get lots of candy?
Well, I mean, almost everybody, because it was only a month later, so almost everybody was like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I thought I'd see that, ha, ha, ha. Like that. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't think it was funny.
No.
Too soon.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's one of my cool... Anyway, enough about 9/11. What else you got there?
Well, Albert Pujols is in the news again.
Oh.
Yeah. He hit his 500th home run earlier today.
I'm not a big baseball fan. That's like a big deal, right? 500 is like only a few do it.
It's getting to be more of a bigger deal now that they're weeding out all the steroids too.
Oh.
So, but yeah, Albert.
Are they weeding out all the steroids?
I mean, they're not weeding out all the steroids. Like, there's a few guys who are still on it, but like they get like last year. A bunch of guys, including the Cardinals' new shortstop, Johnny Peralta, were suspended for the whole year.
Because of steroids?
Because of steroids. They sat it out.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Without pay?
Well, I don't think they got paid.
Wow.
So it's a big deal now, getting rid of the steroids.
I hope so, man.
And Albert Pujols...
I either want a sports league with everybody on steroids or nobody on steroids, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch a league in which, like, you got, 14% of them are true grit players, not on steroids, just getting their fucking asses handed to them by a bunch of jacked out dudes on steroids. I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah.
Who wants to watch that?
I wanted to watch that.
You wanted to watch that?
Man, I mean, that whole Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire thing, like being a St. Louisan, that was big. You loved watching that.
It was nuts.
And it was just those two dudes like hitting dingers all day.
Yeah.
And it was totally unfair. And it was, it was total bullshit because they were both juicing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big deal at the time.
And I've heard stuff come out that, like, McGuire's, like, last, 7 times at bat, they fed it to him.
Oh, yeah?
Something like that, yeah.
Probably, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially that last time at bat. Do you remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
Where he hit 70 his last time at bat for the season?
I don't remember him hitting 70. I do remember him hitting 62. Because that
Everybody
was...
remembers 62.
Yeah, dude. But 70...
Didn't they, like, stop the game practically for that?
Yeah, they totally stopped the game, and they had...
yeah, they had, like, parades and shit for that.
They had, like, Roger Maris's family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was a big deal.
That was crazy.
It's nuts.
I remember that shit.
But yeah, Albert Pujols, former Cardinal. Now he's...
But anyway, no steroids anymore?
No steroids.
Don't you think they should separate these leagues, though, so that we have, like, Major League Baseball Steroid League and then Major League Baseball League?
Well,
Wouldn't that be the shit?
That would be the shit, but they can't do it.
Why?
Because a lot of that shit that they're on is illegal. Not just in sports, but in life.
Oh, well, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, I mean, it'd be tight if they could do it. Maybe if we get a libertarian in office.
That's ridiculous.
What?
Because, like, a record company's allowed to exist, and they're allowed to give, like, fucking, Lil Wayne fucking $200,000. Like, they're allowed to give people who do drugs shitloads of money. Like, all that's allowed to happen. Why can't we have the fucking steroid league?
That's a good point.
Is it?
I think it is.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if that was such a good... I think I've had better points.
You've had better points, but I mean, it's a valid point, I feel. They're paying these other dudes who are hopped up all the time money. Why can't they pay people who are doing the same thing in a different, venue? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. It's just mind-boggling to me that we don't have, like, a steroid sport by now.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like all the fucking, just jacked up fucking morons just clotheslining each other for a ball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be the shit.
That would be the shit.
It really would.
Like, and not even playing baseball, just kind of like, fighting each other.
Well, yeah, that was called Pride.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was called Pride, yeah. That was good stuff. See, that's what I'm talking about. We need more pride.
Need more pride.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I like pride. You could kick people, you could stomp people's head into the ground in pride.
And everybody was on roids, stomping each other's fucking heads in. It was great.
Yeah. Jesus, Bob Sapp was a huge motherfucker, wasn't he?
He was.
Just like, ridiculous.
That was insane.
He never won a goddamn fight.
Dude, he was huge. Kevin Randleman was so fucking jacked up.
Kevin Randleman.
Like, he came out, like, looking ripped and, like, ginormous, but it, like, really showed when he would wrestle, because he's got all of these creepy-looking, like, monster movie veins popping out all over him. He was terrible, dude. Well, I mean, terrible looking. Like, to, like, watch. It was just, like, that's just too much. That dude's too juiced. Fucking Mark Coleman is another guy. That dude was so fucking... I was out of his mind. That dude was hammered.
Yeah.
If you don't mind the pun I threw in there. But yeah, he really was. I'm so sorry. But what about Albert Pujols? I just got on this whole steroids thing.
Hit 500 home runs in his, for his career. So, like... I don't think we've ever talked about it, but, Albert Pujols, he was a big deal here in St. Louis.
Well, yeah, we kind of had him and got rid of him right before he started to suck.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah,
That's the time to get rid of a guy.
that's what you want to do.
But yeah, he's hit his 500th this year, and I think he leads the American League right now in home runs. So, good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how, everybody else feels, but I was happy that the Cardinals traded Albert Pujols. Like it was sad to see him go, but it was time,
Yeah.
Like you were right. He was about to suck. He was getting old.
Well, I don't watch a lot of baseball. It's just that from what I how I know that is because I was reading a list and it was 11 reasons because we just won 11 championships.
Mm-hmm.
11 reasons why St. Louis is the worst team in baseball, and one of them was that we had Albert Pujols since he started pretty much, and we got rid of him, so we never ever got to experience what a bad Pujols was like, and we got nothing but benefit and just used him, and this guy made this whole argument about it, and it was just that's the only reason I know that, though. That's the only reason I know he sucks.
It's business, though. That's business.
That's business.
Yeah.
That's the way it's got to be.
St. Louis Cardinals, they're an organization. They're a company.
I mean,
They're selling a product, and if that product sucks, dude, nobody's going to buy that product.
I will say this, though. I think that it's fucked up. And I'm glad that you said that you didn't, react like a little child whenever he, got traded. Because, what is up with, sports fans as opposed to, I don't know. I know you're going to agree with me, just pretend you don't for a second. Wrestling fans versus sports fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think the difference there is, in sports, you're with a team pretty much your whole life. From the time you're born to the time you die, you have, one or two teams that are your teams, and that's how you relate to the sport. This is my team. When they make a trade, you're like, dude, we got, so and so. Who do we give up? So and so. It's like that. We talk like this is us. But in wrestling, everybody is jumping ship all the time, face to heel. So
you cheer again. I guess I see your point.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, even when the fourth wall's broken, and it's hey, this is my last night, I am going to sign with a bigger company, and blah, 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 I'm going to get paid shitloads of money and to work less, and, they'll, the fans know that stuff, and, these fucking dudes come out, and, nobody's a dick. They are when it's a work. Mm-hmm. But when it's when the moment's really there, when the match is over and it's okay, he's about to leave, you always get the standing O.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's always that. There's always gratitude at the end of the day there. But with sports fans, dude, a friend of mine, ironically, his name's Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
He went on rants about how Albert Pujols should be shot. And somebody wrote an article about it because they saw it, because he put it on Twitter.
Jesus Christ.
And he got all this negative internet exposure. I don't want to drop his last name. Because, yeah. But yeah, dude, people get that fucked up about sports, and I just can't understand it because, if you admire an athlete or a performer, whatever, then you should, want them to be... You should want them to do the best they possibly can for themselves, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You should want them to get, be well taken care of for getting so good at their fucking craft and entertaining you.
The way I feel about Albert Pujols is the same way I feel about, Chris Jericho or RVD. I'm not going to get to watch him as much as I did. I still appreciate him as an athlete. So it's awesome that he's getting that payday, even though I don't get to watch him as much. And it's the same thing with Chris Jericho and RVD. They're part-time players.
Yeah.
You only get to see them 3 months out of the year, and they're still getting paid mad bank. But they're getting older, it's time for them to start slowing down.
Yeah. That's a really good way to put it, yeah.
So yeah, that's the way I relate this to wrestling, like you were asking. Is you know, he's a part-time guy. He's already made a big name for himself.
Yeah. He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to work every day.
No.
And that's how I feel about Albert.
Well, yeah. I never really, took it too personally whenever he got traded or whatever. But the 500th home run, that's it's pretty big, I guess.
That's pretty big.
Like, that's like what is that? Like, because I'm not too big on baseball.
Well, I mean, the record for most home runs in a career is Barry Bonds, and he's like 700 something. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, Barry Bonds, another guy who was always accused of, and then he was always accused of using steroids, and he always denied it, and now like evidence is piling up against him, and yeah. But yeah, 714 is the record. 714. So 500 is a big deal. It's like 200 away from 700.
Yeah. I see. That's crazy, though.
It's a pretty big milestone for a guy.
Yeah.
And especially now that they're getting rid of the steroids, like you're not going to see guys reach 500 very often anymore. But like like in the late 90s and in the early 2000s when all that, stuff was going on, like you had guys, who were juicing in the 80s and were now like these huge dudes and just hitting home runs every time they stepped up to the plate. So like there's a lot of guys from that era who are on that 500 home run list.
Yeah. Shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have been there. But they are because of, juicing and shit.
Again, please, listeners, push for it. Call your congressman. Do what you got to do. Right people. We've got to get the steroid leagues going.
Yeah, dude. Steroid leagues.
We only need like 4 teams for each league. Who cares? Let's just do it.
Pretty much what we want to see is just big dudes beating the hell out of each other in any sport.
But like they're allowed to do steroids and it's open. It's called the steroid whatever league.
There's still a level of competition there because everybody's even though they're juicing is on the same playing field.
Exactly. That's what we need. We need to embrace it and let them play by themselves so that the fucking guys that don't fuck around with it can play by themselves. That's what we need.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, shit.
Do you think that's going to kill the sport?
Steroids? Or the steroid league?
Having a steroid league as opposed to, a team, guys...
I can see your point there.
Because, there are more idiots than there are people who enjoy the true art of baseball. And idiots are totally going to watch that.
And there are more idiots, period.
Yeah.
That don't even care about baseball and would see one commercial for that and decide they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So
I'll
give you that.
So yeah, and I'm a true appreciator of the sport of baseball. Like I know what it takes to be good at baseball. And it's not easy, dude. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate, watching people, bunt. I enjoy watching a good bunt. You know what I mean? I appreciate when a guy can consistently paint one corner of the plate, Like I appreciate the finer details of the sport, and I think that would go away with steroid league. People wouldn't tune in to get that.
Very well
so
said.
that's my only argument against the steroid league.
Maybe just steroid sport. Like we just need to. Maybe me and you need to fucking get to the drawing board and come up with the first ever sport that allowed steroids. That should be a totally new one.
Okay. We ourselves should do steroids and participate.
Ah. I'm not doing that to my pecker and my balls, man. I'm not.
Man,
My shit.
you'll be dead at 35 anyway. What's the big deal?
I'm gonna be dead at 27. First of all, because that's how you do it.
Well, I mean,
if you're gonna be cool, that's what you do, Bobby. I don't make the rules. I don't like it either. It sucks.
David Bowie's still cool. He didn't die at 27.
Well, Tom Waits is cool.
Tom Waits is definitely cool. There are a lot of cool fucking people who live past 27. Bob Dylan's still alive, dude.
Bob Dylan's not cool.
It surprises me every time those words come out of my mouth. Bob Dylan's still alive, dude.
Yeah, I know. Keith Richards still alive, dude.
Yeah, but he's not as bad looking as and sounding as Bob Dylan.
Fucking Jerry Lee Lewis is still alive, dude.
Some old motherfuckers out there who are real cool.
He was like 20 in like 1955.
Yeah.
Still out there.
Still out there. But yeah, dude. You're not dying at 27. You're going to be an old-ass motherfucker. We'll still be rocking it. We'll still be rocking the podcast.
No, man, I ain't getting old.
Yeah, man.
You want to get old?
No, I don't want to get old, but it'll happen.
You're going to let it happen?
I'll let it happen.
Man, you got to take yourself out. You cannot let it happen.
No, dude, because here's why, dude.
Why?
I want to live in a nursing home at some point.
Why?
I think it'd be so cool to just just get shit and not be expected to do anything for it.
What are you talking about?
I get to sleep all day. I get 3 hot meals a day. Like, people wipe my ass. That's living, dude. Maybe I gotta pee in a bag. Maybe, I have pain all over that I can't do anything about. But people are wiping my ass.
You really, fantasize and romanticize and, want for yourself a nursing home?
Yeah. A grown man. Think about it. A grown straight man getting paid. He has to do this. This is his life. To wash your balls.
It's usually not grown men. I deliver to all of them around here. It's usually, a fucking really, really mean black girl with nails and...
That's fine, too.
Yeah, but they're, so mean. They're so... at least they're mean to pizza guys, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Back whenever I used to deliver there. Because, Jesus Christ, they are horrible.
You got any stories?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that you want mean black girls washing your balls. Are you fucking racist? What is your problem?
No, I'm just saying.
What is up with the nursing home thing?
Anybody washing my balls, getting paid to wash my balls because they have to. That's... If they don't do that...
Can you believe they went to school for it?
Yeah, they go to school for it. Not only that, but if they don't wash my balls...
Man.
Their family goes hungry. I'm so torn in
between it because, it's angry black girls that do not want anything to do with balls. And I feel for them. But on the other hand, you make such a convincing argument.
And dude, you have an ex-girlfriend who's a nurse, right? Or is, going to nursing school or whatever. And, she's probably had to wash old dude balls, and she's pretty cute. So,
I guess I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to think about who the fuck that was, but yeah. Dudes.
I totally want her washing my balls.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I totally want her to have to wash other people's balls.
There you go.
Because I'm not going to be doing that.
No,
won't see me doing that with my life.
No, dude. We don't even do it now.
No.
We're not going to be able to do that shit.
Yeah, I don't even do that for myself.
We're not gonna pass up an opportunity for other people to do it.
Yeah. I guess I'm sold in the whole fucking nursing home thing.
Well, awesome. And,
since I'm dead at 27, I'm going to have to check in, Wednesday.
What?
To the nursing home.
Oh.
Because I'm out. 27. I'm out.
Yeah. You'll be around.
I got the poster, dude.
Well, yeah.
I'm out.
How do you think you'll go? You gonna try and let it happen naturally, and then like on the last day,
it's gonna be some slapstick, dude. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be some Buster Keaton shit. Only like
yeah, dude. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Timed wrong, so the building actually falls on you.
Exactly, dude. That's exactly what it's gonna be. Or like, yeah.
I'd be okay with you going. If
or
it was
like he lands
cool like
on
that.
his head and does a weird pose, except he doesn't fucking get back up. You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna be.
All right.
It's gonna be hilarious.
All right. We've made you dying funny, so I think it's time we need to take a break. It's 4:20, so
Well,
I think it's break time.
all right.